Welcome back to our little series on the lore. I want to begin with a passage from a wonderful book called the Asatru Book of Days. It's a daily devotional from Merry Moon 21. Passage from Egil's Saga. Never had he fewer freedmen about his home than 100. He was open-handed and liberal, and readily made friends with the great and with all that were near him. A mighty man he became, and he bestowed much care on his ships, equipment, and weapons. Following the instructions of the Eddas with respect to his guests and the men around him, Thorolf prospered and became a great man. He helped to ensure the success of others, and it paid off handsomely. He seems brave and generous and hospitable. His courage allowed him to enact these ideals in his life. This is living the 9 noble virtues. I purchased that book years ago, and it has been a daily inspiration in my life, as I hope it will be in yours. If you don't already own it, you should definitely pick it up. Brian Wilton is the author. And now we continue the Havamal. If I pick up something I've already read, do please forgive me. The unwise man weens he knows all. If from harm, he is far at home. But he knows not ever what answer to make when others ask him aught. The unwise man, among others who comes, let him be sparing of speech, for no one knows that naught is in him, but he open his mouth too much. Clever is he, who is keen to ask, and eke to answer all men. 'Tis hard to hide from the hearing of men what is on everyone's lips. Much at random off rambles he whose tongue does ever tattle. A talker's tongue, unless tamed it be, will often work him woe. No mock make thou of any man. Though thou comest among kinsmen, he knowing weans him, whom no one has asked, and dry shod hies him home. A wise man he, who hies him betimes from the man who likes to mock. For at table who teases can never tell what foe he might have to fight. Many a man means no ill, yet teases the other at table. Strife will ever start among men when guest clashes with guest. An early meal, eh? A man should get him, lest famished he come to the feast. He sits and stuffs as though starved he were, and naught he says to his neighbors. To false friend, a far way 'tis, though his roof be reared by the road. To stanch friend, a straight way leads, though far he have fared from thee. Get thee gone betimes, a guest should not stay too long in one stead. Leaf grows loath, if too long one sits on bench, though in he was bidden. One's home is best, though a hut it be. There a man is a master and lord, though but 2 goats thine, and a thatched roof. 'Tis far better than beg. One's home is best, though a hut it be. There a man is master and lord, his heart doth bleed, who has to beg the meat for his every meal. From his weapons away, no one should ever stir 1 step on the field, for no one knows when need might have on a sudden a man of his sword. So free-handed never found I a man, but would gladly take what is given, nor of his goods, so ungrudging ever, to forego what is given him. Of his worldly goods, which he gotten hath, let a man not stint overmuch. Oft is lavished on foe what for friend was saved, for matters go often amiss. With weapons and weeds should friends be won, as one can see in themselves. Those who give to each other will be friends, once they meet halfway. With his friend a man should be friends ever, and pay back gift for gift, laughter for laughter. He learned to give, and eke blessing for lies. With his friend a man should be friends ever, with him and the friend of his friend. But foeman's friend, befriend thou never, and keep thee aloof from his kin. If friend thou hast, whom faithful thou deemest, and wishest to win him for thee, op thy heart to him, nor withhold thy gifts, and fare to find him often. If another there be, whom ill thou trustest, yet wouldst get from him gain, speak fair to him, though false thou meanest, and pay him lessing for lies. And eke this heed, if ill thou trust one, and hollow-hearted his speech, thou shalt laugh with him, and lure him on, and let him have tit for tat. Young was I once, and went alone, and wandering lost my way. When a friend I found, I felt me rich. Man is cheered by man. He who giveth gladly a goodly life leadeth, and seldom hath he sorrow. But the churlish wight is chary of all, and grudgingly parts with his gifts. In the fields as I fared, for fun, I hung my weeds on 2 wooden men. They were reckoned folks, when the rags they wore, naked a man is not. The fir tree dies, in the field that stands, shields it nor bark nor bast. Thus eke the man who by all is shunned, why should I linger in life? Then fire hotter for 5 days burneth, love between friends that are false. It dieth down when dawneth the 6th, then all the sweetness turns sour. Not great things needs give to a man, bringeth thanks oft a little thing, with half a loaf and a half-drained cup. I won me oft, worthy friend. A little lake hath but little sand, but small the mind of man. Not all men are equally wise, each wight wanteth somewhat. Middling wise every man should be, beware of being too wise. Happiest in life most likely he, who knows not more than is needful. Middling wise every man should be, beware of being too wise. For wise man's heart is happy seldom, if too great the wisdom he won. Middling wise every man should be, beware of being too wise. His fate let no one beforehand know, who would keep his heart from care. Kindles brand from brand, and burns till all burnt it is. Thus fire is kindled from fire. By the words of his mouth a man is known, but from his dumbness a dullard. Betimes must rise, who would take another's life and win his wealth. Lying down wolf never got the lamb, nor sleeping wight slew his foe. And from there, we will cut it off for this video. We are going to keep these under 10 minutes. Thank you again for tuning in for the lore, the Poetic Edda, Havamal, and of course the opening from the Asatru Book of Days by Brian Wilton. True to my word, I will now impart some lofty information. The information is this: enjoy life, worship the gods, hold your loved ones, and me and myself believe many things. Right now, I believe I'll have a nap. Good night, dear listeners, and thank you for tuning in.